Good morning, folks, and happy Thanksgiving. This is Tim Ealer, meteorologist, and I am thankful for every one of you out there who've tuned in today. And love to you all, and look forward to eating some turkey today and enjoying time with family. Hope you all are too. We have a major winter storm going up here in the north, the northern U.S., UP, and Michigan, Great Lakes, heavy snow. I forgot my pen again. Get started too quickly here. All right, there we go. Yeah, so I got the pen over here. Um, I'm using the Radar Omega app today. It shows the wind and weather a little bit better here. And so you see where the snow is here and the streamers coming off the lakes, right? Lake Michigan, Lake Superior. You see the general flow here. And then you have flow on the back on the southern side, um, down here hitting the lake, leeward side of the lake. The lakes here, snow coming off the lakes. Looks like Buffalo isn't getting a lot of snow right now, just based on the wind trajectories. So yeah, this storm is forecast to impact this area for today, tomorrow, and part of the weekend, slowly lift out, but leaving heavy snow totals in this area in the coming days. For the rest of the nation, let's take a look here on the radar. Not a lot going on except right along the west coast of the U.S. this morning, getting heavy rainfall, and some in the hill country up here, Idaho, um, parts of Montana, Wyoming, getting some light snow maybe. Move it in here a little bit more. Portland, Salem, Eugene. Yeah, the favored onshore areas system, cold front pushing through here. But the main show, at least from my perspective, is here in the east. Most impactful on your Thanksgiving Day holiday. If you're already in where you're supposed to be, that's great because you're going to have trouble traveling in areas that got the heaviest snow today. So we're going to go over all the aspects of this, highlighting different areas up here um, that are being impacted and what the impacts are going to be in the coming days. Then we're going to go out a little bit further in the forecast. There's going to be another system likely moving up this way, bringing more snow to the area in the middle part of next week. So it's going to be very active here in the coming days. So let's get to it here. So here are the key messages from the Weather Prediction Center for the winter storm here. Showing the wind gusts expected down here up towards of 40, 50 miles an hour here in some parts of the upper Midwest and Great Lakes. Excuse me. And you can see where the favored lake effect areas are. Additional snowfall totals through Saturday AM. You see the highest totals here getting upwards of maybe 24 inches of snow through Saturday. So west-northwest flow will continue. Blizzard conditions remain likely where strong winds coincide with intense snowfall rates, primarily along the southern shore of Lake Superior. Okay. This was issued today around 5 a.m. Central, so not too long ago. Heavy snow at localized rates of 1 to 2 inches per hour, affecting all areas downwind of the lakes. Tapering off to Lakes Erie and Ontario by midday Friday. And you can see the wording here. Blizzard conditions will make travel impossible at times across portions of the western Great Lakes through Thanksgiving morning. Okay, up to 1 to 2 feet. Expect a downwind of the Great Lakes, particularly over portions of northern LP and Michigan, downward of Lake Erie, near Cleveland, the Buffalo, and downwind of Lake Ontario into Tuckahoe and surrounding portions of upstate New York. So, quite an impactful event going on right now. So, I talked about this a minute ago, but here's the key messages for the storm that post Thanksgiving winter storm. Okay, you see the the graphic here to the right. Percent chance of 6 inches of snowfall or more in these areas that just had snow, right? Snow will begin across the northern Rockies Friday morning and spread quickly eastward in the plains by the afternoon, and will reach the Midwest region by late Friday. Okay, so confidence is increasing that this will happen, right? Significant amount of accumulating snow is likely from the northern plains to the Midwest, and the 80% chance of more than 6 inches of snowfall for much of the central and upper Midwest through Sunday. Unlikely will exasperate the potential travel issues here, or portions of the Midwest and plains. So, plan accordingly to get out of here this weekend and to the end of the weekend, okay? So, yeah, there's not gonna be much time to recover here. The percent chances are pretty high here, especially in around this area, right, of getting 6 inches or more snow. So yeah, and we'll go over the surface map in a little bit, but I want to go over some impacts for the local areas here next. This is a statement from the Buffalo area forecast, National Weather Service forecast area. You can see where the greatest snowfall totals are expected here. Okay, Buffalo not expected to get a lot right through 7 a.m. Saturday. Jamestown, Springville, um, so does Fulton, Watertown, near Watertown, and High Market areas. So not at the heaviest. Doesn't look like it's going to be hitting Buffalo at least through 7 a.m. Saturday. So the favorite areas are more on the this portion of the Great Lakes with the flow coming out like this generally, right? So strong gusty winds will continue in these areas where you have a wind advisory, winds approaching 50 miles an hour right around on the lakes here. So it's going to blow snow around. It's going to make travel even more difficult than it already is. So you better, if you need to go out, if you can avoid it, don't, please, today and tomorrow. So gale warning in some of these areas. Lake Erie is expected to have 12 to 16-foot seas. Lake Ontario 13 to 17 feet with the winds west at 40 knots. So the areas are most impacted with this lake gale warning is Ripley to Buffalo, Lake Ontario for Lake Ontario. First one's Lake Erie, Lake Ontario, Youngstown, the St. Lawrence River, through Friday morning in Lake Erie and Friday evening on Lake Ontario. And this is a message from the National Weather Service about shoveling snow. I thought I'd put this up here because people get out there and try to shovel these potentially heavy snow, right? And they overexert themselves. And people that aren't used to exercising could die, have a heart attack or something. So just be mindful of that, okay? Take frequent breaks, etc. It's important, right? We don't want to have problems on the holidays. So take your time or get your kids to do it or something. This is a timeline from the Marquette, Michigan National Weather Service office, showing the timing for the snow, right? Lake effect snow in the northwest wind snow belts gradually decreasing through the day. Strong winds will continue. And then Keweenaw and by Lake Superior. And then moving into Friday, lake effect snow continues in the northwest wind belts, diminishing significantly by in the afternoon. So same message here, but this was issued today at 6, so 6 a.m. Eastern. So this is another message from Marquette, Michigan, showing the snowfall totals in Gaylord, around the Gaylord area being the highest. Munising, Newberry, kind of butchering these names, but it'll lighten up some over the west through tonight. But will persist till the northwest wind snow belts, and snowfall rates could approach 1 to 2 inches per hour at times. So same message here, guys, but just a different area. Okay. This is a message from the National Weather Service, Grand Rapids, Michigan area. Showing the snowfall totals. I'll move my ugly mug over here. This was issued yesterday at 4 p.m., but I'm sure this still is valid. Is valid through the 28th at 7 a.m. Highest totals are in Cadillac, near Big Rapids, Grand Rapids, Kalamazoo, Michigan. Snow will continue through Friday morning. Same message really here, guys. Just stay off the roads, okay, if you're going to travel, all right? I meant to say that stay off the roads. If you have to travel, be very careful. This is another message from the Grand Rapids, Michigan National Weather Service office. The snow begins Saturday morning across West Michigan, continuing into Sunday. And now this is the 29th through the 30th, so that's that snow that's going to be moving in from the west, most likely. So, yeah. So it looks like it's going to remain snow for the weekend. Exact amounts are uncertain due to questions in storm track. However, a probable snow looks likely. So, more impacts upcoming here. This is the last graphic from the Grand Rapids, Michigan office, really showing the same thing. This was issued yesterday, but valid the 26th through the 30th. Snow begins late Saturday morning, possibly heavy at times, right? So you have snow Thursday, snow showers continue. Most impactful travel periods Wednesday afternoon into Thursday evening, and Saturday afternoon into Sunday. So not much of a break here with these two different storms. So next we're going to go over the current conditions and then go over the longer term forecast. So here are the current hazards. We have still a blizzard warning up here, far northern Great Lakes. Winter storm warning, winter storm watch in different areas, winter weather advisory, wind advisories all over the place, and out to the west into Montana and Idaho. We have that storm starting to make its presence felt here with a winter storm watch, winter storm warning up here into most of Montana. Freeze watch down here into southern Georgia and northern Florida. Then fog advisories in other areas here. So quite a lot going on this morning. Current temps as of 7 a.m. You see where the coldest area is up here. cooled off quite a bit for most of the nation since yesterday. Uh, so a lot of the nation, a good portion of the nation is under below freezing right now. So you see all the coldest temps up here in the Montana, North Dakota, South Dakota this morning. Single digits. Cold air pushing all the way down to the south, almost into parts of Texas right now as well. Wind chills. Refresh this here. 7 a.m. Approaching the 0 degree mark up here in the North Dakota, South Dakota area, right? Uh, Cold, below freezing wind chills with a good portion of the nation here. And with these high winds, especially on the lakes, it's going to be miserable if you try to go out. So you see where the coldest air is, and that's going to be moving to the southeast in the coming days. Grid wind gusts, you see where the highest winds are right off the lakes here, approaching 50, maybe 60 miles an hour right here on Lake Superior. Um, that's pretty high winds right there, and along the northwest coast. And we all know we've gotten heavy snow in the past 24 hours along the Great Lakes, but you could see as of 7 p.m. we've got more since then where the highest snow totals are, approaching 20, 30 inches here maybe along Lake Superior. And these totals only increase, right? And we have more snow totals here in the northern Rockies, Sierra Nevada range since yesterday. Yesterday at 7 p.m. And here's the kicker here. You see how cold it is compared to yesterday. Um, 20, 30 degrees colder than it was yesterday here. Pretty much the eastern third of the nation is at least 20, maybe 15 degrees below what it was yesterday. Believe it or not, it's warmer than it was yesterday here in the plains along the front range of the Rockies, right? So interesting, but still cold. So don't let this fool you. So in the short term, this is a surface map. We see the lake effect snow machine ongoing here, with snow moving out of the northeast and some precip. This system moving probably up and over this way, right? So we're gonna watch it go, right? Move this through. It's 7 a.m. today. Lake effect continues on the Great Lakes there. Different areas depending on the trajectory of the winds. You see the system getting going here. And you get 18 hours out, and that's where this stops. Right, you see where the snow is here. Still snow continuing up here in the Great Lakes. Moving to the NAM. This is about 18 hours there. So it has a little bit different look here, but you can see what's going on a little bit more detailed than HRR, right? Snow here all on north of the Rockies, right? You have low pressure developing on the lee side. System drops down. Cold air hanging in here, and you have snow for a good portion of the Midwest, Central Plains. Moving into, this is Saturday at 1 p.m. So you see what they're talking about with all this snow here. Now, if you look at the European model, we stopped at 60 hours with an AM. So we'll try to go as close as we can to that. There we go. Pretty much the same look here. System moves to the east and then to the northeast, bringing snow in its wake. warm air to the east here, right? So mostly rain. Then we have another system dropping off the front range of the Rockies, developing a low here in the deep south, bringing heavy rainfall to the southeast. We really need it, you know. And if this trajectory plays out, we could have some snow here in the northeast and some wraparound moisture in the Appalachians. The system scoots off to the north, and that's where this ends up. Wednesday the 3rd at 1 p.m. Possibly a pretty major snow event and maybe icing here along the coast. It really depends on where this low develops, okay? So we'll just have to see where that ends up. So what does the 8 to 14-day hazard show? We have a slight risk of excessive heavy precipitation here along the in the southwest U.S. and in the deep south, 4th through the 5th in the southwest and the deep south, the 4th through the 6th. Slight risk of heavy snow along where these dotted areas are, the 4th through the 6th. So we kind of talked about that. We did talk about that not too long ago. No high wind probabilities expected. High winds expected the 4th through the 10th as of yesterday, 3 p.m. with this outlook. Slight risk of hazardous temperatures here. Again, in the north here into the Great Lakes region, upper Midwest, and the Northeast. And here's the latest 6 to 10 day temperature outlook. You see the near normal and above normal temps are being pushed further to the south here, likely below normal. And we just talked about the cold air being up here, right? Above normal out west here, likely, okay? And we see where the highest precip chances are on the December 2nd through the 6th. I'm getting tongue-tied this morning, guys. Above normal precip chances here in the southeast, the desert southwest, and the northern high plains, right? With the below normal out west here in the west coast. Near normal in the Midwest, upper Midwest and Ohio valleys, okay? 8 to 14 day temperature outlook. This is the 4th through the 10th of December. Warming up quite a bit out west here. And the colder temps are moving away to the east here. So yeah, I don't think it's going to be extremely cold through this whole period in the southeast, although we all shots of cold air coming through. 8 to 14 day precip outlook. Most of the nation expected to be either near or above normal precip chances through the period. And this is the 3 to 4 day, 3 to 4 week temperature outlook. This will be updated tomorrow. You see where the, excuse me, warmest temps are expected to be. Excuse me, guys. And here's where the most precip is supposed to be, below normal. In a few areas, kind of spotted all over the nation. Not a lot of certainty at this point, so we'll just have to see as time moves on. Well, that's it for today, guys. Spent a lot of time talking about the weather up in the Great Lakes area because it's most impactful for today's travel. I'm off work the next 3 days, so hopefully I get to spend a lot of time talking about the weather. It's what I really care about and love. So have a good Thanksgiving and God bless.